Welcome to Marvel Maniac and MCU After Show. This is your host, Eric Cicada, live from Karachi in Pakistan. Welcome to the After Show for Miss Marvel Episode 4, Seeing Red. How are you enjoying my coverage of this? I re-listened to my last episode, and it was kind of like, it wasn't disappointing to me, but I was surprised I only put out a 12-minute episode. I really do that, and you know what? It's probably going to be like that again today. This is interesting, okay? I'm going to be honest. I'm going to share my honest thoughts. I'm not going to just pretend to love something when I don't love it. There's a lot of exposition dump in this show, via dialogue, telling, not showing, which totally is okay. That works on a lot of levels because if there's a lot going on, I have to call TJ out, and I'm talking to TJ a lot lately, but I don't want to rival him, but if he hears this, it'd be kind of funny. But he was telling me how I was telling him about last week's episode. I'm like, I'm just having trouble connecting to it a little bit. And he's like, it's more of a kid's show. And I'm like, oh, well, I don't know if I agree with that. And he was pretty firm on that. This is more of a kid's show. It's probably why. Not this episode. TJ, I challenge you to rewatch this series and tell me that this is just a kid's show. With what they do in this episode, there's so much happening. There's other dimensions, people from them that are way old and look younger. There is a time travel thing that's starting to happen, and all thought we knew the measure and capabilities of time travel. Now the Bengal can do this. It's like a what type moment, where we kind of end at. It's a bit. I'm a bit confused, but I'm intrigued, and that is what matters. And we're just gonna ride with it. And again, this episode, it had a lot going on. I think it was way better than last week, but it did feel like more of an info dump too. The plot is so heavy already. They're adding so much it's like shifting the vibe, shifting the setting of the show, introducing 3 or 4 new characters. It's not bad, but it's fast. So it's you got to be paying attention on this one. And from what I remember, the next episode too is a very pay attention, big kind of turning point type episode. And although what we call an info dump doesn't mean it has no heart underneath it. There are, I'm thinking of this chase scene that we had towards the end of the episode. I thought that was one of the funnest action scenes of the show. I like chase scenes. I immediately think of the one in Black Widow with Yelena and Natasha. I really like that one. They're in Budapest. And they're getting chased by Taskmaster in a giant armored car type thing. Great movie if you haven't seen it. I would love to see Black Widow and Miss Marvel meet. Think about that. That probably will never happen. But it can somehow if fans want it. Do we? I kind of do. I don't know why. Kamala's powers are pretty cool. Maybe that's why. They don't spare. I feel like they don't spare much expense on this series. If they weren't filming this on location, then I'm really convinced of the green screen they were using. So I'm pretty sure they filmed in Pakistan on location, which is kind of iconic. I mean, the chase scene was beautifully shot. It felt like we were in a movie, not a TV show. It went on for what felt like 5 to 10 minutes. It was just a long, going down different streets and jumping into different cars. And this is the show picking up for me and actually leaving a lot of memorable moments. And Kamala starts using her powers a little more, and a little more. And all of a sudden, she's just we get to see her kind of master her powers in these 4 episodes that we've seen so far. And like I said, I'll say it every episode, I love that for a character. I love knowing this much about a character. And if you know about Carol Danvers, you've seen the first Captain Marvel. And if you know anything about Monica Rambeau, after you've seen WandaVision and this show, all of that's going to culminate in the Marvels, which got mixed reviews. And I liked it a lot when I saw it in theaters. It was good, in my opinion. However, it's been a while since I've seen it. I try to have my own feelings about movies. I try not to follow the crowd too much. Yes, there were some ridiculous parts to it. Yes, it ignored a whole show that should have technically led up to it in Secret Invasion. And I'll just, spoiler alert, it doesn't when it should. But I'm excited to cover the movie after we get through this show, because get through sounds like I'm dragging my feet through it. This episode is probably my favorite so far. The Clandestines and the Red Daggers and all the lore added and the actual superhero feeling starting to turn Kamala into not just your average Avenger. She's got a leader's mentality, even though she's being led the whole episode. You know what I say when I say leader's mentality? Okay, I see her pop down at this campfire in the episode, and it's such a social setting. For me, I've lost my social confidence. So, like, just the way she walked into that campfire, she's a confident person. You know, she's not like reserved in any way. Maybe in the movie that we're about to see, she's a little unreserved. So yeah, in short, in this episode, Kamala flies to Pakistan with her mom to meet her grandmother Sana. And there are a lot of sweet, awkward family moments, especially with her cousins who seem to cover for her and going out and doing whatever she wants. I don't know if they know that's what she wants. It seems like it. There's immense cultural immersion, and it is kind of special because Kamala's American-Pakistani duality, it comes to life more when she's actually in Pakistan learning a little bit more about her roots. But I'll say she's such an American in Pakistan, the way she acts. She's more American, but not that I've ever been to Pakistan, but I'd say it looks like a beautiful city if you ask me. Visually rich, this episode, lots of colors and these chase scenes. That wasn't cheap, I'm assuming, because that's what stands out to me in the episode. Her powers and the chase scene, and also the new character of Waleed and Kareem of the Red Daggers. They are at first this random masked guy attacks Kamala. You think he's attacking her, but it turns out to be Kareem, and he's a Red Dagger. So he takes her to Waleed, who's kind of like the boss, and he becomes the channel in which we get all of the lore of the Red Daggers. Very much mentor vibes, very much feel like I know them already vibes. So what about the Red Daggers? What do? Well, they're a secret order that protects Earth from threats like the Noor Dimension. And Wally goes on to explain that the Noor Dimension would consume our world if the veil is open, which is what Najma wants to do. And obviously Kamala has to stop. So Najma breaks out of jail with fellow Jinn, and they're not going to stop until they find their way out of Earth into the Noor Dimension. It's something that her and her people have been trying to do for many years. So she's technically probably a lot older than she looks, like somewhere in her mid to late hundreds, I'm guessing. Could be wrong on that. Yeah, take everything I say about this episode with a grain of salt. Consider me your non-knowing curator / guide through these waters of Miss Marvel and her journeys. And yes, I need you to call me by that title every time. So Najma, after breaking out of prison, heads straight to Karachi to stop Kamala and take the bangle. Well, it doesn't go that easy for her. Their motives are still, we just want to go home, and for us, at what cost? Well, apparently the cost of our entire world and dimension. So it was a fun chase scene in Karachi, except for the fact that Waleed dies protecting Kamala. It was an emotional moment, but a quick one because they had to keep running and not die themselves. Definitely raised the stakes. Definitely made Waleed, someone that was a new character, seem like he was like, he could have been a new Wong for all we knew, you know, and he's just gone. And like immediately, we just meet him. And it made me worried for Kareem, but he seems like he's got a good head on his shoulders. I don't know. We don't know what really happens because Najma strikes Kamala in the bangle and she ends up in the past. Not expecting time travel in this, right? 1947, the partition of India. We're going to learn a little bit about that. A true story, a true moment in history that Kamala is being written into or out of. We shall see. Big cliffhanger of the episode. What is going on? We'll definitely break all that down for the next episode. For some reason, I thought that was all in one episode. I was very surprised that the ending had come. Overall thoughts, impacts, predictions. What are yours? MarvelManiacPod@gmail.com. Let me know your thoughts. We're also at patreon.com/MarvelManiac, and there's a tip jar in the about section of this episode. Never expected, always appreciated. I would go check out the Patreon. We are posting weekly mini-sodes, and we're building our community up over there. It'd be really great to see you there. And also, you don't have to actually pay to become a member. You just have to pay something to get the extra episodes, but I assure you it's worth it. I'm very excited, and I'm going to be making them every week. So Saturday at 10 a.m. are the release dates of those, and every Saturday. And we just have, not many people in there right now, but they get to enjoy the luxury of an extra Marvel Maniac a week. You get to see me a little bit more. Okay, I'm done with the promotion. So what am I thinking? This Noor Dimension really does add like another multiversal layer. Like we don't really know too much about dimensions except for the fact that they lie on top of each other. I don't understand why we wouldn't have heard about this one in Doctor Strange, to be completely honest. But I'll say like the Clandestines, they feel similar to I don't know, maybe the Celestials. Like they live forever, Agent Cosmic Threat. They've been locked out of their dimension forever. They are old, similar to Thor, but bad people, and they don't have a home. Well, you can debate that Thor doesn't have a home either. New Asgard is his home, I guess. But this time travel twist, is Kamala going to witness the train scene that Hernani mentioned? We'll save that for next week. I really, really appreciate you being here today. I do have a lot of enthusiasm for the show. Let me know if you like these shorter episodes. I figured you don't need me to lore dump on you. You could just watch Miss Marvel and learn a ton of extra lore. I'm just kind of breaking it down to the bare bones so we can kind of get the main story. And I trust me, I am enjoying watching this. I'll say if it wasn't for the actress playing Miss Marvel, I probably wouldn't like the show as much. Her charisma shines through the camera, and I think she is an extraordinary young actress that we're lucky to have in the MCU, and she only gets better, and I'm really excited to see her role in Secret Wars or Doomsday, or what she's going to be doing during all that. Maybe she'll have a whole new Avengers, not new Avengers, young Avengers team to assemble. That's been the theory for a while, but we'll see. We shall see. Again, we would love to hear what you're thinking about this episode. So MarvelManiacPod@gmail.com. Don't forget it. Find us on Marvel Maniac at most places, especially X. We encourage tweets, DMs, Patreon comments. When I say we, it's literally just me. I literally noted that I shouldn't over-explain the Norse stuff, but I feel like I did. I'm wrapping my head around it. I'll probably have some more theories by this time next week. The confusion is meant to be there. I saw the show a while ago, so I forget about a lot of this. So this show's got some layers to it, and I'm still peeling them down. And I gotta say, I'm not hating it at all. I think, my episodes being 12 and 13 minutes long is more respectful to the audience instead of me trying to filibuster to get a 20-minute episode. When a lot of YouTube videos are about this long anyway. And I don't want to overdo it. Letting you in on my process, my audience, because you make me so happy for listening. And if you got this far, you deserve it. You deserve every good thing in the world. And even if you didn't, everyone deserves every good thing in the world. I got to be more of a superhero if I'm going to be hosting this show. And I'm not one to call myself a hero. There's a moment in Iron Man 2, I swear Tony Stark calls himself a hero, kind of. And Pepper's like, no one said that. It's either Pepper or Black Widow. I don't know. I got to maybe rewatch those soon. Those are going to... I can't. I feel like I can't get into Iron Man right now. It'll distract me from what we're doing. Well, we'll see you this Friday with a new episode, and I'm not going to tell you what that is yet. It's going to be a surprise. And until next time, Avengers, disassemble.